Welcome to NTFX Trading Weekly Forecast, where we try to give you the idea of the forecast of the market in the week to come. I hope many of you benefited immensely from the forecast that were offered for you in the previous week. Like we gave you idea of what the major peers will do, give you idea of what good and some of the indices will do, and I'm sure you benefited from that forecast. Today we are going to be looking at the forecast of some of the major peer, and I want you to avoid distraction and follow up. And then what you do is that as the market plays within the week, make sure you don't miss some of the move as outlined in the forecast. So without wasting much of your time, I want us to start with the DXY. This is dollar index. All right, the forecast is very simple. Right here, you have the push to the upside, and you have corrective structure to the downside. Of course, you know, three wave corrective structure A, B, and C. You can see this middle one, very corrective, very slow and sluggish. A is very sharp, C is very sharp. All right, so we're expecting from this level a push to the upside for DXY next week. All right, when it gets to around this level, all right, there may be a drop to the downside, but let's take it one after the other. We don't have to rush. Wave by wave, move by move, we expect movement from this level to this level to complete a structure. Then after this move, then possibility of a move to the downside is there. That's for DXY. Euro dollar. All right, for euro dollar, you already have this structure. You have a push down from there, a push down here. I see this as expanding flat, and we'll need this push to the downside. So at least I expect euro dollar to push up to this level. All right, so what you just need to do is that on Monday, I expect you to go to lower time frame and find structure. All right, find entry structure that you're going to this euro dollar to the downside. You don't just come to click a sell at market open. It's not going to work that way. I want to see corrective structure like this before I sell to the downside. And if the correction is not clean, I will leave it, expect a breakdown. Once it break down, expect another corrective structure upside, then you sell. It's as simple as that. That's for euro dollar. Pound dollar, okay, right here, it's not as clear as euro dollar. It's not as clear as $0, but euro dollar. But what I would expect here is if market can give me an impulse, I want to see the size of that impulse. If the move to the downside here is somehow big like this, then I will expect a corrective structure like this and sell to the downside. But what of if the push to the downside is not big? If it's just a little like this, just small like this, then there will be a corrective structure here, drop here for more upside. This is how you forecast the market. This is how you read everything. The size of this A wave is very, very important as far as this GBP USD is concerned. I want to see the push that we are going to have here. That will give me the idea of the next thing to expect, okay, as far as the pair is concerned. All right, so let's go to AUD USD. All right, AUD USD, the same thing with GBP USD. I want to see because you have a structure here, push down, corrective structure, push down. This is a complete structure for an upside, okay? Complete structure for an upside. So what I want to see here is the extent of the push in the A wave here. So if we have a corrective structure down here, then we will sell, we'll buy this to the upside, okay? But if we are not going to have the upside and this pair want to give us downside. Then this break here will push very hard. So if you push very hard, that will mean that this push to the upside is just a liquidity grab. Then you have a push to the downside, corrective structure, another push to the downside. Then we will sell. We will then sell this market from here. All right, because this is not part of the corrective structure. It's rather the first impulse that we'll consider before the correction, then we sell. But if it's going to still make another push to the upside, what you will notice is that this first push is not going to be big, just going to be very small. Then you see corrective structure, another push to the downside equal to this size, not breaking this structure. And then from this level, we'll now look for a buy to the upside, at least to break this top again. Okay, so this is how do your forecasting. Then USD card is doing brilliantly well. Last week, remember, I told you that you should expect this to the upside, and then from here, expect this to the downside. I'm going to just do, I'm going to play what we had last week for you before we continue. So just follow up, guys. But look at it, you see, we caught this one, you see the impulse, push up with A, with B, push up, expanding flat, we sold. Can you see expanding flat, we sold? After we sold, you see this is just a pullback, this is not a corrective structure. You see a drop down, this is a pullback, it's not a corrective structure. Since you have impulse, you have impulse. It makes sense for you to have impulse and impulse. If corrective structure does not follow, you will not be able to know or understand the next move that the market is about to make. Right now, you have a corrective structure, you need another impulse. So once this impulse comes down, look for your buy for this push to the upside. It has to push up. After the push up, then you have a complete corrective structure. From here, you can sell to the downside. All right, you can sell from here to the downside. That's how it works. Okay, wave by wave, you can forecast the market. You know, there are many methodologies you can use in trading this market. All right, but it is special for you to forecast the market with wave analysis. Wave analysis is the best method for market forecasting. After you have forecast the market, you can now begin to use the concept of inducement, liquidity, demand and supply to now understand where to get in to the market and obtain a very good risk to reward ratio. So guys, you can see it now. Market was at this level. What did we see? It has to buy to complete this structure. And after the buy, then the sell has to come. You know, I just play it for you. Wave by wave, move by move. We give you the forecast and it's usually inch perfect. Now, what is the next thing to expect for Euro card? We expect this for USD card. We expect it to push, corrective structure, push. From here, you sell again. Why? Why are we looking for sell of USD card after corrective structure? If you go to weekly time frame, you will see something that is very clear. All right, on the weekly time frame, which is giving us a guide, you have a push up, you have a push up. This is impulse, impulse. Okay, impulse. We are looking for corrective structure at any point. You have corrective structure right here. Okay, and after this corrective structure, we want this impulse, this leg, we want it to come down. All right, at least to this level. So it still has like 300 pips to the downside on a weekly time frame. So if we have a pair that still have 300 pips to the downside on a weekly time frame, then what do we want? We want to continue to look for corrective structure to sell that pair to the downside. And the only corrective structure that it can give us here after breaking this structure right here, after breaking this structure right here, is to push to the upside, give us wave B, give us wave C, regular flat. From this level, we sell this pair to the downside. That's the only set structure that it can give to us. Okay, then USD JPY. I told you last week not to miss this sell of USD JPY. I even gave you this level of at 160. I told you between 160 to 161. Look for your sell on USD JPY, can you see a massive 300 pips drop to the downside? The structure is simple. I'm going to play you the video of last week where I told you not to miss the sell. Can you see right here? You have a push down with A, with C. Can you see all these are corrective structure? Can you see corrective structure? And then you have this drop, you have this drop. This is complete. Right here, this one will have to make a move to the upside. But whether we still have a little downside here, what will determine that is the behavior of price on this circle. All right. If price is progressing correctively here, then we'll have more drop, okay, before we make a move to the upside. But if price is sharp and then corrective structure right here, we buy to the upside. So that is the focus on USD JPY. Just listen to what we told you will happen last week on USD JPY. If you look at USD JPY on the weekly time frame, you see that it's right at the top. You know, it is not right to start looking for buy setup after this move. You need to consider the quality of waves. All right, equality of wave. That's what you use to judge where you are on the chart. All right, look at these waves, they're almost the same. And if you have this one already push up, all right, already push up here, then where are you? This is where the starting point, the ending point. Okay, ending point, starting point, ending point, starting point. So right here, you are at the top of the wave. You cannot be looking for buy setup right here at the top. So you have to look for sell setup. And how do you get the sell setup? Right here, you will see that right here you have impulse, impulse. You can't decide anything after seeing impulse and impulse. You need to see correction. Look at it, corrective structure. Now you can understand that if you see this wave here, if you see it right here, you are ready to drop down to the downside. That's how it goes. That's how we forecast the market. Do you understand? So left for me, if this market takes this liquidity, then it's ready to go. I would like the market to do one more upside, take this liquidity and drop. Don't miss this drop, guys. Don't miss this drop. It's going to drop from here. All right. Then you go to lower time frame, like 30 minutes right here. You see structure. You see structure, corrective structure. You sell. All right. Until you break this low. That's it about USD JPY, guys. So simple. Can you hear, guys? Don't miss this drop. Don't miss this drop. This is a 300 pips drop to the downside. This was a beautiful 1 to 7 risk to reward ratio that we got on this pair. It's as simple as that. And I'm giving you another forecast again on the behavior of this pair and what you should expect. If it's going correctively here, then on 3 waves here, just know that there will be one more drop to the downside. But if it goes sharp, all right, if it goes up very sharp and then give us corrective structure here, then we'll buy to the upside. It's as simple as that, guys. So let's move on to BTC. Also on BTC last week, I did tell you that BTC will make a move to the downside. All right, and you will see clearly how that move has played out. Can you see we're at this level last week? I told you after this upside, then this downside will have to come, and then when this downside come, we'll evaluate the pair and know what next is about to do. Right now, it's at a point where you cannot be looking for buy or sell at the same time, except you see the corrective structure that this push gives to you. All right, I told you you cannot determine the direction of market by mere seeing impulse. You must see impulse and you see the nature of corrective structure before you decide what to do. If after seeing this impulse, you see impulse pull back, impulse pull back, impulse. If you now see corrective structure like this, you will buy more. All right, but instead of you seeing corrective structure like this, if you see a breakdown like this and then corrective structure like this, then you sell. It's as simple as that. So when you see impulse, you must wait for the next corrective structure before you take action, whether to buy or to sell. But for me, Even if you want to take this buy, if you have this way corrective structure, more buy. If you want to take it as soon as you break this top, take your profit, because immediately you take this top, the market is going to come right down, corrective structure, and then right down again. Do you understand? Because if you look at it, the structure is complete right here. You see the corrective structure in the middle, three wave up, and then impulse. So the structure is complete for a drop or for a bigger corrective structure. All right. So that's our expectation for BTC USD. Then for GBP AUD, I also told you last week, guys, that this structure is a very clean structure. We took this sell to the downside. Look at it. This impulse, this is a corrective structure. We took this right here is forming a bigger corrective structure. This is with A, 1, 2, and 3, A, B, and C. This is with A, with B, and this is with C. Okay, after this with C, corrective structure is over, and this will make a move to the downside. Is that okay now? Then I told you, if you watch my video on NTFX Trading .com, I told you that I only trade after impulse. I want to trade continuation from here, or if I have impulse, corrective structure, another impulse before the down. If this second impulse, if this wave B, if you can break this level of wave A, that is a possible expanding flat in the formation. I will trade this with C to the upside. I made it very clear, and I will show you example of what we have done to this with C to the upside. You have the impulse, which is with A. You have A, B, and C, which is with B, and you have this with C. Now, let me show you how we traded it from here. It's very simple. Just go to 15 minutes time frame, guys, and you need to see that right here there is divergence. The structure is coming to an end. There is divergence between this leg. Can you see lower low here, higher low here? After the divergence, what do you see? You see your impulse, and you see corrective structure right here. We made an entry to the upside. Okay, from this level, then since you are expecting the C to break the top of A to make expanding flat right here, that will be our TP to complete this structure. This is how we made 1:7 risk to reward ratio on trading the wave C of a correction for AUD USD. Then what should we expect? Somebody will say, where is the evidence that this money was actually made? It's very simple, guys. I will show you the evidence of that money. You can see it right here, guys. You can see it. Can you see GBP AUD 1.5 lot? You see it, and GBP NZD the same. Can you see? This is a cool almost 2,500 US dollar, guys, on only this one. All right, so let's move on, guys. So what should you expect on GBP AUD? What you should expect is this. Right now, this is supposed to be the completion of the structure for a move to the downside. But now, this continuation move is supposed to be fast and sharp. But right now, it's going correctively. What do I mean correctively? Can you see? You have A, you have B, you have C, which means at this point in time, you still need one more push to the upside before you drop. So for GBP AUD at this level right here, if you can see a confirmation on the 15 minutes time frame for a push to the upside, right now you have a 3-wave down, you have a 3-wave up, and you have an impulse. This is a complete structure for a move to the upside. If you have a push here, corrective structure here, buy to the upside. All right, buy to the upside. But if you are buying this to the upside, as soon as you break this top right here, take your profit, because at any point, we expect a push to the downside from this level, because this pair is a bearish pair right now. If you look at a weekly time frame, guys, you will see that you are bearish to the downside. But the way I'm looking at it, is possible that this push up will come to break this top on weekly time frame before we go before we push to the downside. And that is why you are having this structure. You are having this structure this way for more push to the upside. Guys, all this I'm telling you that you are seeing that is happening as perfect as I have described them for you. It's not based on talk, it's based on knowledge, guys. It's based on knowledge. You need to understand with analysis before you can forecast the next move in the market. Just as I always told you, your job is to identify an impulse, identify corrective structure, and trade the next impulse. Okay, it's as simple as that. And this requires a bit of skill, which I offer you at NTFX Trading Academy. So guys, look at the next one, Euro AUD, almost having the same structure with GBP AUD. All right, for this one, what you just need to do is that you need to wait for the corrective structure. This push to the downside, you need to wait for the corrective structure, push up like this. From here, you sell again. We'll continue to look for sell opportunity until this low is taken. All right, until that low is taken. So next, guys, we'll go to Euro GBP. All right, Euro GBP. Right here on Euro GBP, 5-wave structure to the downside is completed. Where the 5-wave structure, you have a push down, you have corrective structure, you have a push down, you have a running flat, you have a push down. This is a 5-wave structure, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So after an instrument complete a 5-wave corrective structure, it needs a bigger correction. Okay, at this point in time, you need Euro GBP to make a bigger corrective structure for more push to the downside, because fundamentally Euro GBP is a bearish pair. Somebody will say, can he buy this impulse? No, the first impulse is not to be bought or sold. It's meant to be seen. Once you have seen it and it is visible, the next thing is to look for corrective structure. You can now trade this C wave. This wave C, you can trade it to the upside, especially if it comes to break this low. If it comes to break this this low, all right, you can trade this to the upside, and when the structure is complete this way, you can also trade this to the downside. Is that okay now? That is what I see in Euro GBP. Euro JPY, guys. Euro JPY, guys. It looked to me that this has formed a complete corrective structure. Okay, like this way. This is a corrective structure here. I gave this in the my community for this drop to happen to the downside. You can see it here very clearly, guys. You can see it very clearly, guys. Euro GBP. Can you see it here? This is Euro GBP. Do you see where I circle? And I told my guys, sell it to the downside. It was a complete almost 400 pips drop to the downside. Okay, so when you are learning how to trade, guys, you need to identify people of higher authority than you are, people of higher level than you are. You have to move with them and get the idea of what the market is to do next. We forecast the market. Our job is to forecast the market and tell you the next move. So when we tell you the next move, you prepare yourself to capitalize on that opportunity. That is the essence of this channel, guys. All right, let's move on. So what do we expect next after this corrective structure? Yes, we see this as a corrective structure. As a corrective structure. This is with A, with B, and then this is with C. So what we are expecting right here is for this to happen, to continue to push to the upside, because right here at the middle here, you have this 3-wave down, this 3-wave up, okay, and then you have a drop. This can be a running flat, guys. A running flat. From this level, we now have a push to the upside. This is a running flat. So how do we know whether upside, it will continue to push upside, or it's still going to make one more push to the downside? It's simple. What we'll be looking forward to is that if there is a push to the upside, okay, and there is corrective structure this way, then we'll keep on buying to the upside. But if the market open and you are having it choppy here, choppy here, then there will be one more drop to break this low from here. we now have a push corrective structure to the upside. This is what you should be expecting on Euro GBP. GBP NZD. All right. GBP NZD had similar behavior like GBP AUD. What we saw before was simple. After this drop to the downside, all right, after this drop to the downside, you have A, you have B, you have C. This is expected to be a completion of corrective structure to the what? To the downside. So that this impulse has happened, this correction has happened, we need this continuation impulse. And that is exactly what we want to trade. But right now, we are seeing it happening correctively. Okay, it's happening correctively. So the possibility of us having this move to the upside to break this top is there. But as soon as this top is broken, then look for your structure to the downside. Keep selling to the downside. That is GBP NZD, guys. GBP NZD. Gold. All right. This was a crazy trade, guys. This was a crazy trade. The last trade of the week. It was a crazy trade, guys. So when you look at gold, the way I see gold is that right here, right here we had a drop. Okay, after this drop, you have this three-wave corrective structure to the downside, and then you have this drop again. So right now, I want to see a three-wave to the upside that is in the same size and form with this one, so that this structure will be W, X, Y, X, and Z. We now have another move to the downside here. Okay, so if that is the case, if we want this wave here to be the same size with this one, what we need to now expect is that after this push up, okay, and this push up now come with divergence. Can you see? Can you see? Market is making higher high, higher high, higher high, and here is making lower high, lower high, lower high. There is divergence. So because there is divergence, there must be what? There must be a bigger corrective structure. If there is not going to be a reversal, not to negate the anticipation of the upside move, then there will be a big corrective structure, which is what we have seen here, guys. Look at it here. You have this push down, a running flat here, and another push down. This is a three-wave corrective structure. So if this upside is going to come, we will see it clearly. All right, we'll see it clearly here, guys. Look at it here. We had anticipated the upside from this level, and that was why we capitalized on this move. If you go and check the MACD, whenever you get to the end of the structure, look at how it forms. Lower low here. Get the indicator. What do you see here? Right here, you have the low, you have the low, you have the lower low, you have the lower high. This is a divergence. That shows that the end of this trend to the downside has come, and any push to the upside is our impulse. Can you see? So from here, you have this impulse, and you have this regular flat with A, with B, and then with C. We have this regular flat here that completed its structure at 10 or 11 a.m. in the morning, which is a London session. We give this trade to the upside. This trade make crazy money, guys. Crazy money, guys. Do you want to see proof for that? Yes, I can show you proof for that. You go to the channel, you see about the last trade of the week. You will see gold. Can you see gold here? Can you see? You can see the money it generated. Okay, so that's just the proof, guys. That's just the proof. What we teach you is what we do. So what is the next thing to expect for gold, guys? What's the next thing to expect? What you need to expect is that if gold has to continue to the upside, all right, what it need to do for us on 4 hours time frame is simple. We need to see a push and a corrective structure. All right, right here we have merely seen a push, a pullback, a push. If this pullback now give us corrective structure this way, we buy to the upside. If you keep giving us corrective structure, we keep buying to the upside until we break this top. Okay, until we break this top and make the size of this wave, and make the size of this wave right here equal to what we have here. So once it is equal, right here, then we now look for a drop to the downside. That is for good, guys. US oil. US oil, remember last week at this level, I told you that US oil will have a corrective structure right here, although I wanted it bigger, but unfortunately, it happened smaller. Okay, it happens smaller and a push up. So that's just it. As long as the Strait of Hormuz is still closed, expect US oil to still keep pushing to the upside. Right here, I still see another push to the upside because you have this corrective structure, you have another push to the upside. But as soon as it get to this level, be careful, guys. Do not look for buy again, because at any point in time, this sell might happen. Maybe US and Iran might reach a truce. All right, they might have a deal, and as soon as deal is struck between the two countries, expect US oil to make a drop down, to the downside. I expect it to make a drop down to the downside before we go again, because anything that make US oil to go above this level, hit 120, above 120, global economy will be in trouble. There is possibility of recession happening in the economy, because the global economy will not be able to contend with high energy costs. So just beware of that. We are very sure that as soon as oil is approaching 120, once it get to 115, break this top just one more time, there will be a shoot down. I don't know what will happen, but there will be a shoot down. Okay, it will dump. I'm very sure of that. So let's see what will happen, guys. Let's see what will happen. And then for US tech indices, all right, I told you last week, expect a corrective structure and more push to the upside. Okay, expect corrective structure, one more push to the down upside, and this is the corrective structure, guys. Can you see it here? As at last week, this is the corrective structure right here. A push to the upside, corrective structure, another push to the upside, a pullback, a push to the upside. You can see from this level, I gave this trade in my community for a buy to the upside. You want to see proof, you want to see it, I can show you right here. All right, so you can see where is it. Can you see it right here? US tech, this last 100, buy to the upside. This is said with confidence, guy. Buy to the upside. The structure is structure, okay, and our pattern does not deceive us. After we had a push to the upside, this is a what? This is a regular flat corrective structure, and from this level there must be a push to the upside. This is exactly that was exactly what happened, guys. That was exactly what happened, and my guys made a lot of money from this. Okay, so let's go back to the chart. So what do we expect for the week ahead? Let's go back to it. What I expect, I still expect US tech to still continue to be bullish, but then I want to see a corrective structure. The corrective structure here will buy again to the upside. Is that okay now? So that is it, guys. That is it about the outlook for this week. I think you see that the what we told you will happen in the market is exactly what happened. We have put a lot of work into this forecasting, and it's what you can do too. You just have to get the right knowledge, the right skill, and we trade the wave in a different manner. We have a different approach to trading wave. Okay, we have adopted other analysis or methodology, like using concept like liquidity, inducement, demand and supply, combine everything into wave analysis to develop a framework to be able to accurately forecast the next move in the market. And your job as a trader is to trade or be able to recognize the next move in the market even before it happens, so that you can adequately prepare yourself to take that opportunity without missing it. That's your job as a trader. Okay, if as a trader you do not have idea of the next move that is to happen in the market, then you are not going to make progress. Most of the time you will see that the moves have happened before you discover. So what is the point? If some people have made the money even before you discover before you discover the move, what is the point? So as a trader, you need to follow us and understand how to do this forecast, how to do it accurately. You can go to www.ntfxtrading.com. You will see the accurate guidelines on how to analyze the market correctly. If you are not tired of losing, I am not happy that you are losing. And the best way you can make yourself happy is to learn this market correctly. As soon as you follow those that understand the road, then they will lead you and guide you. All right. So please, I want you to comment on the comment section. Let me hear what you want to say about the video. Let me hear, the improvement you want us to make to this forecast. I want to see it in the comment section, guys. And also like and share and subscribe if you have not done so that the next video we upload will be the first to see it. See you next week, guys. Bye.